Hello everyone, welcome back to Lilac Moon Tarot. Today's reading is a pick a card reading for your week ahead for October 5th through the 11th. In front of you, you have three piles. Pile 1 with Adventurine, Pile 2 with Chevron Amethyst, and Pile 3 with Clear Crystal Quartz. All the timestamps are listed down below once you're ready to make your selection. I always suggest taking a few deep breaths. Take a few seconds to decide which pile resonates for you. Alright, go ahead and do that, and I will see you at your pile. Hello, pile number 1. You all picked the Adventurine pile. Let's go ahead and see what this week has for you. We'll start with this pile of oracle cards, and then we'll pull a few tarot to get some more messages for you. Your first card here says First Quarter Moon Assessing. This week you're going to be taking a look at your whole life around you, and it's the perfect time to be doing that. Going from the full moon that we just had a few days ago towards the new moon is really when you want to be assessing your life, deciding what does not serve you anymore, and trying to change aspects of your life or get rid of those things as best you can. So you might be spending a lot of time this week really taking a look and reevaluating where you stand, what's going on in your life, what you like, what you don't like. It's all about progress. Your next card is the Bee Spirit. Sweet results await. This is a really good sign for you, pile number 1. You've got something good coming towards you this week. Something you've been working on. You think of bees and they're hard workers. They work in a community, they work together, they protect their queen, and they live in a hive together, and ultimately it's for one goal, which is survival. But I feel like those of you pile number 1 this week, you've all been working really hard lately, and you're finally going to see the fruits of your labor, which is really, really good. Let's see what else we've got. We've got perspective. None of this matters. Zoom out. Common ground. I feel like this goes along with the assessing card. You're really taking a look at how meaningful and purposeful the things you do on a daily basis are. I think a lot of self-reflection and goal setting and perhaps manifesting what you want your dream life to look like. Now, the whole none of this matters, it's not in a way that's doom and gloom and what's the point. I think it's more recognizing your true purpose and your true goal in life. What do you want to see out of life? What do you want your ideal life to look like? Look at it in the grander scheme of things. And then you've got Cauldron. It says synergy and healing. So I think really taking a look at, again, what is good in your life, what you don't like, and releasing those things. And I think as you recognize the things that don't serve you, you'll start to see more synchronicities and things that are proving the point that you aren't meant to be doing those things. Or that you should be, if you figure out what you want to be doing or should be doing. And it leads to healing. It's emotional healing, mental healing, can be physical healing as well, and just being able to move forward in a more positive mindset this week, which is really good. The last oracle card says there's something better. Pile number 1, I feel like a lot of you have been stuck lately. Sorry, the camera angle. I'm trying to center it. OCD. So I feel like some of you recognize that there is more to life than the way things have been going lately. Remember, this is just kind of for the next week ahead. So I think a lot of you are just going to be very introspective this week, really fleshing out what makes you happy, what doesn't, what serves you, what doesn't. And I think just the assessing card, that's the biggest thing this week. You're really, really taking a microscope, right, to the aspects of your life, your job, your home, your relationships, your overall like career path, life purpose, if you want to get that grand. Because you've kind of got the assess over here, which she's got like the telescope and she's like taking a closer look, and then you've got perspective, which is about zooming out and common ground. And I think that's more like a collective thing, recognizing what your value is to the collective. And that's kind of what bees are. You figure they're all working together as a collective for a common goal. And I think as you work through this week, you're going to feel a release and some healing from that, and finally feel like the gears are turning. And I think that's kind of what the synergy is. You'll start to feel like everything's clicking into place. You're starting to take those steps forward and move forward and just start to feel better. And it's that beginning of the healing that you're going to receive. So we'll pull a few tarot cards to see what else we get for this week. You've got the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups is emotional balance. It's also sometimes the card of rejecting an offer. Usually something that would be emotionally fulfilling for you. It could be a new relationship, a new job. Basically, like, you feel stable enough emotionally that you're like, I don't need anymore, and kind of rejecting it. You're kind of happy with what you have, but who's to say whatever this other offer is that's coming through wouldn't help you even more along on your purpose, right? Let's see what else we get. You've got the Nine of Wands in reverse. So the Nine of Wands is usually about... Or actually, sorry, let me start again. The Nine of Wands really actually fits with what the messages were for your oracle cards. You're taking time to look inside more for the answers. You're taking more time to recognize your past successes and failures. Be careful not to dwell too much on the failures, okay? Don't get too stuck in your own head, though, because you're gonna start losing the energy, losing the motivation, because wands are like your energy and passion with things. Don't overwhelm yourself with too much detail dwelling about the past. Taking time to assess, look at certain things under microscope, but also zooming out, looking at what you want your future to look like. Don't dwell there too much. I feel like there are some lessons there to learn, but you don't want to sit there. Yeah, so you've got the King of Cups in reverse, which feeling very emotionally drained, unstable, depression. And I feel like that's because you might spend too much time dwelling about the past here, and you really don't want to do that. Yeah, Nine of Cups. So I feel like if you can find the right emotional balance here, this Four of Cups, and really focus, you can have your dreams come true. And that's kind of what the Nine of Cups is. You're so happy and content with your life and the way things are going. Your outcome is this Nine of Cups. And I think it relies on you not getting too caught up in this like middle area here. Just be aware of self-sabotaging habits that lead you into that kind of like pit of despair feeling, okay? Feeling energetically scattered and like you can't get your ducks in a row, and that you're just constantly dwelling on the past and looking at the negative. You need to look at the positive. You need to channel the Four of Cups energy. As much as I say, you aren't accepting that fourth cup, or you're not paying attention to it, because in this artwork, the fourth cup is like out the window, and she's focused on the three cups in front of her, because she's like, these are great and I feel great, but there's still more out there. You can't forget to keep looking for more. And I think that's kind of what you're assessing, and I think that's what you're recognizing, pile number one, is that there is more to life. And maybe some of you are really searching for that soul purpose this week, or doing some digging, but don't get stuck, because you're going to dig yourself into this depression and frustration and feeling so down and out of control emotionally. You need to harness that appropriately in order to really get the Nine of Cups feeling, where you're feeling so emotionally fulfilled and satisfied and getting all your wishes come true and feeling, passionate about life again. Alright, I think we'll end the reading there. Thank you so much for watching, pile number one. If this resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe down below. I really, really appreciate it. As always, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Hello, pile number two. You all picked the Chevron Amethyst. We will take a look and see what your messages are for this week. We'll start with these oracle cards here, and then we'll pull a few tarot to get a couple more messages. Your first card here says Green Corn Moon, patience. So you need to have patience this week. Some of you might be frustrated that things aren't happening as fast as you would like them to. Yeah. That's just the big thing. I think some of you have really been putting in the work, waiting for your harvest to go, so that way you can, reap the rewards of putting in the work, putting in the labor. Kind of like I've been waiting so long, please just give this to me, I deserve it. And I think you just really need to reel it back, have patience, recognize you need to wait for things to manifest properly, or for things to work themselves out for you. You've got Dog Spirit, be loyal to what you love. So be mindful that you don't flit around too much on where your passions lie. I feel like this is more, some of you, pile number two, I feel like have been like zipping around trying to, I think of like a dog like chasing a ball. Like if you had a dog and you released like 20 tennis balls, they can never, you see those videos online, and the balls are going everywhere, and the dog can't decide which ball to chase, and you need to focus in on one ball. You need to focus on one thing right now. And I think some of you might have been bouncing around too much, and you're starting to lose patience, because you're like, well, one of these things has to work out, right? Well, if you're not spending enough time on one thing, it's hard to see the results of that. If you're putting too much into too many things, you're basically half-assing 12 different things instead of fully focusing on one thing. So really identify what it is you love and what you're truly passionate about, and be loyal to that. Focus on that this week. Try it just for 1 week. Instead of working on 12 different projects this week, focus on one and see what happens. See how your mood shifts, how progress grows. Really, really focus in on what it is that you love. Your next card is Messenger. Serious energy, bringing harmony and balance. So, some of you might be really receiving some messages this week. I feel like it might have to do... let me start over. I do think that some of you will be receiving messages, whether it's messages like physical messages, letters, emails, that kind of thing, pertaining to something that you've been waiting for, but also starting to see more signs and synchronicities. And I think those signs and synchronicities that you long for, as you become more loyal to one thing and really focus your energy in on one thing, you will start to see more signs and messages. You need harmony and balance, right? So these messages will help solidify that you're doing what you should be doing. And if you're not seeing the signs and you're not seeing the progress and the results, maybe it's telling you to take some time to do something else instead. You've got the lamp, which is remembrance. Some of you, I would say be careful not to get caught up in the past here. It's important to look back and see how far you've come. And I think that has to go along with the patience card, because a lot of time we lose patience because we're in this mindset of like, I need it now. And you have to remember how hard you've worked and the effort you've put in. And you need to have patience in order to get those rewards. Some of you might be spending some time thinking about, I feel like past relatives comes to mind, showing some sort of remembrance for them. Maybe spending time honoring your relatives will help you start to get some of those the messengers, some messages from relatives and ancestors. It's okay to take a look at the past as well, but don't get stuck there. It's really, really important. Your last card here is reconsider. If there's something you've been thinking about doing, this might be a small sign to reconsider it or change up how you're going to approach it. With this card too, I often get a throat chakra vibe because it's very blue and there's like the light above her throat, and then she's also got a light on her third eye. Really think before you speak here this week as well. You might be a little bit too, impatient and wanting to find success, and you might say or do things that don't ultimately serve you, and it's gonna throw you out of whack. Harmony, balance, the things that we want. Taking a look at your past and seeing what worked before or what didn't is really, really important. Let's pull some tarot and see what else we get, because I feel like these messages are feel a little jumbled. I'm trying to connect the dots here, and so I'm hoping some tarot will help us with that. Alright, you've got the Nine of Cups. So that's like ultimate emotional fulfillment for yourself, your wishes coming true, dreams coming true, really enjoying your emotions. You might be emotionally connecting with someone else. I think this is what you hope and desire. This is what you want. I mean, it is the wish fulfillment card. However, I think that's your end goal, And you really need to take time to focus on what you want that to look like. You've got the King of Wands. You need to harness your energy here. The King of Wands, you could be dealing with a fire sign this week. We got Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. My brain just completely fried. You could be dealing with someone like that this week. But also harnessing the King of Wands energy as well. Stand firm in your passion. You've worked your way. If you're really loyal to the things you love and what you're passionate for, you will have patience, and just know that you can get your wishes to come true, and you can end up like this King of Wands. The King of Wands, he's worked his way up to be the king, right? He's fully in command of his energy, his passion, his power, and he's living a fulfilled life, and he's happy, and he's very like enigmatic and proud and just like confident and sure. And maybe doing that or embodying that will help you really move forward and be able to like focus. I feel like a big thing here is you need to focus in. You need to really dial in on what you want. Your next card here is Death, which is the card of transformation, which is actually funny because there's a phoenix, or I guess it's a peacock, but he's got like fiery wings. I don't know. It looks very phoenix. It's like a phoenix peacock. Which the Death card is transformation, right? You need to end a cycle. You need to get rid of the things that don't serve you. You need to end that negative cycle so that way you can be reborn and begin again, right? So don't be afraid. So like you look at the picture on this card and she's like afraid of what she's going to find behind the curtain. And you can't be afraid of change, or else it's not gonna happen, or it's just gonna be miserable and you're not going to, it's not gonna be enjoyable. And you don't want the universe to force the change. You should be in charge of the change. Which is weird. I don't even know why I'm saying it like that. But hopefully that's an important message for somebody out there. I think things will go a lot easier if you remain in control. You can't let fear stop you. Because like if she stops herself here, she's never gonna know what's behind the curtain if she's afraid. But if she just kind of tackles the difficulties and really releases the things that don't serve her anymore, or you know, whatever, however this applies to you, there's so much like strength, you know, in fear. Because if you really truly conquer your fear, think about how strong you are. You know, like say you're afraid of heights and you finally decide to go bungee jumping or jump out of an airplane or something that people with a fear of heights would not want to do. And you finally do it. You conquer that fear. You think about when you land or you're done bungee jumping or whatever, think about how alive you feel. You know, if any of you have done that, or anything equally like crazy where you're done with whatever just happened and your heart's racing, but like you've got the biggest shit-eating grin on your face and you're just so happy and exhilarated and you're like, I want to do that 12 more times. That's the feeling of overcoming of fear and no longer being afraid. I guess just you can't be afraid of change and transformation because it's always going to be for the best. It's always going to be for the better. Your last tarot card here is the Seven of Coins. It's another card of patience. You've planted all the seeds and you're waiting for your harvest to grow. Just like the other card here, the green, I think green corn moon. It's like you've got all these fresh seedlings planted and you're just waiting, and corn takes, 3 or 4 months to grow, and you just need to truly have patience this week. Some of you just might be really, really impatient and just want change now, or whatever you're trying to manifest happening now, and you just need to wait. I feel like this picture, like everything's set on fire, right? And I think that's because someone got a little impatient and they end up burning everything down by accident. Instead of just waiting patiently for that corn to grow, you try and hurry it along, you try to cheat the process, and then you burn it all to the ground. And then where are you? You're at point zero. You just need to really control your energy, control your passion, really focus it in. This week is really about transformation. Maybe the transformation is changing your way of thinking. Don't think so emotionally, really rein in your passions, and then be like the coins. Coins are very like grounded and practical, like the earth signs, very practical, grounded people, instead of being driven by pure emotion and what you want your life to look like, and being driven by needing to go in the energy. Maybe you need to slow down a little bit, and that's what this transformation is really changing your way of thinking into being more grounded and patient and just even keeled and steady. I think that's really, really important here for you this week. So I think we'll end the reading there. Pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below if you did enjoy this and want to see more videos in the future. As always, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye! Hello, pile number 3. You all picked the pile with this little clear crystal quartz. We'll see what this week has for you. We'll start with these oracle cards, and then we'll pull a few tarot to see what other messages we get. So your first card here is the Waxing Crescent 6, which says the path. So for this week, some of you might really be focusing in on where you want your life to go. You might be at a crossroads right now. You might be deciding, do I want to change jobs? Do I want to move? Do I want a new boyfriend, girlfriend? Or, end this relationship, continue this relationship, etc. It could also just be in general about the journey that you're on, moving forward. You're finally taking steps forward instead of feeling stuck. Maybe some of you have been feeling very stuck and stagnant lately, and now you're finally going up this ladder, moving towards greener pastures. Let's see what else we get here. Hummingbird spirit, be here now. And just a reminder to be mindful and be in the present. Don't focus too much on the past, and don't focus too much necessarily on the future either. It's about the journey, not the destination, right? And that's kind of what the path is. It's your journey. And the only thing that's promised is right now, in this moment. What's in the past has happened, you can't change it. What's in the future hasn't happened yet, so you can't change it. Sure, you can influence it with whatever you do today, but it still hasn't happened yet. You still haven't woken up yet for, tomorrow. So be here in the now. Be focused on the now. Stop and smell the roses. Stop and, look at the flowers. And that's like kind of what I'm saying. The journey is what's important, not the destination. Because if you're always going, trying to get what you want, you're never going to enjoy your life. You're never going to enjoy the things around you. I don't know why that just hit me like super hard. really, really focus on the here and now. Let's see what else. You've got deep cellular healing, Arcturus energy, physical and emotional healing. Some of you might be really, really focusing on your body this week. Because if you're feeling very emotionally exhausted, that can take a toll on your physical body, right? You can feel very drained and tired and just want to sleep all the time. And I feel like some of you are really waking up finally and starting to take steps to move forward here. Just really healing on a deep level is really, really big here. Maybe you're, like I said, I think some of you are finally really waking up and being more present, being more mindful of right now, and it's just regenerating your body and your mind and your emotional well-being that much faster. You've got the veil, which says the future. So maybe some of you really have some hope for the future for the first time in a long time. Like I said, I get the feeling that this pile might be the pile that's been very stuck for a while, not sure where they want to go, not sure, like not having the motivation to move forward, kind of just going through the motions day to day, not paying attention to the day to day, not paying attention to how you feel, and that's leading you to feel very blobby and depressed and sad and anxious and all those like negative things. And now I think some of you really have an inkling of, at least for the near future, where your path is going and what you want that to look like. The veil's finally being lifted. I feel like you're finally able to see. You're taking that blindfold off and you're finally able to see what's going on right now. Have you been living your life recently where you're very depressed and sad and anxious and stressed and, you know, mad because you're just like, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not doing anything, I don't know what I want to do with my life, how am I supposed to move forward if I don't know what I want or want to do, or, you know, what I want my job or where I want to live, or, you know, however that applies to you. I think you're really, really taking steps this week, pile number 3, to move forward. Compromise. Some of you, I think it's a compromise between like, oh, I'm trying to figure out how to word this. I know what I want to say. It's a balance, I feel like, of being too excited about the future and being mindful of the present. And you're excited for this path and you're ready to get going and you're like excited for what the future holds because you finally have what you want things to start to look like, right? And like I said, it's about the journey, not the destination. Enjoying the journey and stopping and taking a look and really looking around you and enjoying all that. You need to find a balance in that. You need to find a compromise in that. It's not to say you can't enjoy where you're going, but understand that you're always on a journey. And learning that balance. Let's pull some tarot and see what else we get for messages here. You've got the 7 of Wands. You're being a little defensive. Maybe you're not sharing with others where your energy and where your passion lies. And so you're being a little defensive here. You're like building a fence around yourself. That's kind of what the imagery here looks like to me on this card. He's putting all these stakes in the ground and just building the fence around him. Be careful about building that fence. You don't want to trap yourself. You don't want to get stuck. You don't... Yeah, I think that's the big thing. I just don't want to see you all get stuck. Yeah, you've got the Nine of Swords. Stress, worry, anxiety, losing sleep. Feeling sorry for yourself, feeling sad. Others watching you be that way as well. It's exhausting for you, it's exhausting for them. People who truly care about you don't want to see you like that. And I think this is like the defensive and like anxious and stressed energy. I think you're coming out of that this week. You have to find a compromise. That's such the thing. You've got the Star in reverse. I think you have an inkling of what you want your life to look like. I don't think you're gonna find all the answers obviously this week. Like I said, this is only a reading for this next week, so it's not gonna be, you're not gonna get everything happening this week. I think you're gonna kind of start out the week realizing that you're very defensive, you're very stuck and depressed and frustrated and anxiety, but you're starting to wake up. So you're starting to take a look at those stars. You're starting to realize what you want that life to look like, what your dreams are. You begin this physical and emotional healing. You start to stop and smell the roses this week. You start looking at the future. You start taking steps up that ladder to fulfill your destiny and follow that path. By the end of the week, you've got this King of Wands energy, which is really, really good. You're finally taking control of your passion. You're very in charge. You're very sure of yourself. You're very driven, and just it's really, really good. and I think that's the big reminder here is you're not gonna accomplish your entire life's hopes and dreams in 1 week. It's okay to be a little stressed and frustrated, but as long as you start taking the steps to recognize what you need to do to turn your life around, to make things better, to become more fixated on what you want your life to look like, those hopes and dreams, and have them get coming true, follow that North Star, follow your dreams, and aligning your energy with that, really focusing in, being in complete power and control, recognizing that you do have the power inside of you to have control, and own that, be in charge, flaunt your colors, because it's like a beautiful peacock on this card. You've got fire under your wings, you're ready to go, you have the energy and the passion, and you're starting to show your true colors here instead of being defensive and muted and full of anxiety and stress and losing sleep. You might be losing sleep because you're just trying to figure out what you want your dreams to look like, which is why this is reverse. It's a block for you. You're still feeling a little stuck, but I think you can start taking the steps, even if they're baby steps, compromise. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing in 1 week. Take baby steps, harness your energy, and use that in a positive way to take steps to move forward and be more fulfilled and start having your dreams come true. Start planning that out this week. All right, pile number 3. We will end the reading there. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below if this resonated for you. I love to read all your comments. As always, I hope you have a great week, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!